Did you know that Nikola Tesla discovered a secret code hidden in your birth year that can reveal who you were in past lives? This visionary genius, who unraveled the mysteries of electricity and predicted technologies we use today, also delved deep into the secrets of numerology and reincarnation. Tesla believed that everything in the universe vibrates at specific frequencies, and that numbers carry powerful energies capable of connecting our current existence with echoes from previous lives. He discovered that his own birth year, 1856, revealed surprising clues about his ancient soul, explaining his inexplicable genius and his visions of the future. Imagine discovering why you have unexplainable fears, natural talents you never developed, or a magnetic attraction to certain cultures and historical periods. What if the answer was always there, encoded in your birth year, waiting to be deciphered? Prepare yourself for a journey that will completely change your perspective on who you are and where you came from. Tesla left clues, and today you will discover the code that can reveal the deepest secrets of your soul. The secret Tesla kept: how numbers speak of your past. When Tesla first discovered this incredible connection, he was working late in his laboratory, surrounded by electrical equipment that hummed with mysterious energy. The year was 1891, and he had just experienced one of his famous visions that would later lead to the invention of alternating current. But this vision was different. It wasn't about machines or electricity, it was about time itself and how our souls carry invisible threads that connect us to who we once were. Tesla realized that numbers weren't just mathematical tools. They were living energies that held the memory of the universe. Every digit in your birth year carries a specific vibration, and when combined, they create a unique frequency that your soul recognizes from lifetimes ago. This discovery came to him during one of his meditation sessions, when he noticed that certain number combinations made his body react in ways he couldn't explain. The genius inventor spent years studying ancient texts and discovered that civilizations from Egypt to Tibet had known this secret for thousands of years. They understood that our souls don't just randomly choose when to be born. There's a cosmic timing at work, and the numbers in our birth year act like a spiritual fingerprint that reveals our soul's journey through time. What makes this discovery so powerful is how it explains those mysterious moments in your life. You know the ones, when you hear a piece of music and feel transported to another time, or when you visit a place you've never been but somehow know every corner. Tesla found that these experiences aren't coincidences. They're your soul remembering fragments of who you used to be. The key lies in understanding that each number from 0 to 9 represents a different type of soul energy. 0 represents the void and infinite potential, the space between lives where souls rest and plan their next journey. 1 carries the energy of leadership and pioneering spirit, often found in those who were rulers or inventors in past lives. 2 vibrates with cooperation and healing, typical of souls who served as healers or peacemakers. 3 pulses with creativity and expression, marking those who were artists, storytellers, or entertainers. 4 grounds us with stability and hard work, showing souls who built civilizations as craftsmen or farmers. 5 dances with freedom and adventure, revealing past lives as explorers or merchants who traveled distant lands. 6 nurtures with love and service, indicating souls who devoted themselves to family or community care. 7 searches for truth and wisdom, characteristic of those who were philosophers, priests, or scholars. 8 commands with power and material mastery, showing souls who handled great wealth or controlled vast territories. 9 completes the cycle with universal love and sacrifice, marking old souls who dedicated their lives to serving humanity. Tesla discovered that the way these numbers combine in your birth year creates a unique pattern that tells your soul's story. But here's where it gets really interesting. He found that certain number combinations appear more frequently during specific historical periods. This isn't random. It's the universe orchestrating the return of souls who have unfinished business or specific missions to complete. The inventor noticed this pattern in his own life first. Born in 1856, his numbers revealed why he felt such a strong connection to ancient knowledge and future technologies. The combination spoke of a soul who had worked with energy and invention before, perhaps in the legendary halls of Atlantis or the secret laboratories of ancient Egypt. But Tesla's most shocking discovery was that these numbers don't just tell you who you were, they also reveal why you chose to come back now. Your birth year isn't an accident, it's a cosmic appointment, carefully timed to align with the exact energy your soul needs to fulfill its purpose in this lifetime. This understanding changed everything for Tesla. Suddenly, his strange dreams made sense. His ability to see complete inventions in his mind before building them wasn't just genius, it was memory. His obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9 wasn't eccentric behavior. It was his soul recognizing the sacred pattern that had guided his previous incarnations. The most beautiful part of this discovery is that it's available to everyone. You don't need special psychic abilities or years of study. The code is right there in your birth year, waiting to be understood. Tesla spent his final years perfecting this system, leaving behind a method so simple that anyone can use it to unlock the secrets of their ancient soul. 2. Decoding your personal code, Tesla's method of numerological analysis. Tesla's method for unlocking your birth year code is surprisingly simple, yet incredibly profound. He developed this system after years of experimentation and discovery, testing it on himself and trusted colleagues until he perfected a technique that anyone could use. The beauty of his approach lies in its simplicity. You don't need complicated calculations or mystical knowledge to reveal the secrets hidden in your numbers. The first step involves taking your complete birth year and breaking it down into its individual components. Let's say you were born in 1987. Tesla would have you write out each digit separately, 1987. Each of these numbers carries its own energy signature, but the real magic happens when you understand how they interact with each other. Next, you add these individual numbers together. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 10 plus 8 equals 18. 18 plus 7 equals 25. But Tesla discovered that double-digit numbers hold special significance, so you continue reducing until you reach a single digit. 25 becomes 2 plus 5, which equals 7. This final number, 7 in this case, becomes your primary soul frequency. However, Tesla found that this primary number only tells part of your story. The real breakthrough came when he realized that the original double-digit number before final reduction holds crucial information about your soul's specific mission. In our example, 25 reveals additional layers of meaning that the final 7 alone cannot provide. Tesla then developed what he called the resonance pattern, a way of looking at how your birth year numbers create harmony or tension with each other. Some numbers naturally complement each other, indicating souls who lived harmonious past lives. Others create dynamic tension, suggesting souls who overcame great challenges or lived through turbulent historical periods. The genius inventor noticed that people with harmonious number patterns often had easier access to their past life memories, while those with tension patterns usually possessed stronger survival instincts and leadership abilities. Neither is better than the other. They simply represent different types of soul experiences and lessons learned through multiple lifetimes. Another crucial element of Tesla's method involves examining the century and decade separately from the individual year. The 1800s carried different soul energies than the 1900s or 2000s. Tesla believed that souls choose not just the specific year of their birth, but also the broader historical period that aligns with their karmic lessons and spiritual goals. For instance, souls born in the 1800s often carry memories of simpler times and have natural inclinations toward craftsmanship, nature, and traditional values. Those born in the 1900s frequently possess innovative spirits and feel comfortable with rapid change and technological advancement. 21st century souls often display intuitive abilities and seem naturally prepared for the spiritual awakening happening on our planet. Tesla also discovered what he called mirror years, birth years that reflect each other across time. These occur when the same soul returns in different centuries with similar number patterns. A soul born in 1843 might return as someone born in 1943, carrying forward unfinished lessons or continuing important work from their previous incarnation. The inventor developed specific techniques for interpreting these patterns. He would meditate on each number individually, allowing its energy to reveal memories, emotions, or insights. Then he would combine them in different ways, looking for the story they told together. This process often triggered spontaneous memories or deep knowing about past lives and soul purposes. One of Tesla's most important discoveries was the significance of what he called activation numbers, specific digits in your birth year that hold the key to awakening dormant abilities from past lives. These numbers often appear in other significant dates in your life, creating a pattern that guides your soul's development throughout your current incarnation. Tesla found that understanding your personal code does more than satisfy curiosity about past lives. It provides practical guidance for your current life challenges and decisions. Your numbers reveal not just who you were, but also what skills and wisdom you brought forward into this lifetime. They show you which types of work, relationships, and environments will feel most natural and fulfilling. The method also reveals your soul's age and experience level. Some number combinations indicate young souls experiencing Earth life for the first few times, while others point to ancient souls who have incarnated hundreds or even thousands of times. This information helps explain why some people seem wise beyond their years, while others appear to be learning basic life lessons regardless of their chronological age. Tesla's technique includes ways to verify the accuracy of your interpretation. He believed that correct insights about past lives would always feel deeply true and would explain current life patterns, fears, attractions, and abilities. False interpretations, no matter how appealing, wouldn't resonate with your soul's authentic memories or provide useful guidance for your present circumstances. By the way, if you're curious to go even deeper and integrate your shadows and light, check out the SIM Method ebook. It's a concise guide that can help you unlock your inner power in just 5 minutes a day. The link is in the first pinned comment below. 3. The 5 Ancient Personalities. Discover which one you were. Tesla's research revealed something extraordinary about human souls. We don't just randomly reincarnate into any type of person. Instead, our souls tend to follow specific patterns, returning again and again as one of 5 distinct personality types. These ancient soul archetypes explain why certain people seem naturally drawn to specific roles, environments, and ways of being in the world. The first archetype Tesla identified was the builder. These souls have spent countless lifetimes creating, constructing, and establishing foundations for civilization. If your birth year reduces to numbers like 4, 8, or contains strong earth energy combinations, you likely carry the builder's essence. These souls feel most alive when they're creating something tangible and lasting. They have an instinctive understanding of how to work with their hands and often possess incredible patience for detailed work. Builders in past lives were the architects of pyramids, the craftsmen who built cathedrals, the farmers who cultivated the first settlements. They understand that real progress happens slowly, one stone at a time. In modern life, these souls gravitate toward careers in construction, engineering, business development, or any field where they can create lasting structures or systems. They often have vivid dreams about ancient building projects and feel deeply satisfied when completing physical tasks. The second archetype is the healer. These gentle souls have dedicated lifetime after lifetime to caring for others, understanding the mysteries of the human body and spirit. Birth years that reduce to numbers like 2, 6, or 9 often indicate healer energy. These souls carry an intuitive knowledge of herbs, energy work, and emotional healing that seems to come from nowhere. Healers remember lives as medicine women, temple priests who performed healing rituals, nurses during great wars, and wise elders who guided their communities through difficult times. They have natural empathy that can be overwhelming in crowded places because they unconsciously absorb others' pain and emotions. Modern healers often become doctors, therapists, teachers, or alternative health practitioners, but they can be found in any profession where they can help others feel better. The third archetype Tesla called the seeker. These restless souls have spent many lifetimes exploring, questioning, and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and experience. Birth years with strong fire energy or numbers like 5, 7, or 3 often indicate seeker souls. They feel trapped by routine and conventional thinking, always searching for something more meaningful and authentic. Seekers were the philosophers of ancient Greece, the explorers who sailed unknown seas, the mystics who spent years in meditation seeking truth. They were often misunderstood in their past lives because they challenged existing beliefs and social structures. Today's seekers become scientists, artists, spiritual teachers, or entrepreneurs. They often feel like outsiders and have strong urges to travel or study subjects that others consider strange or impractical. The fourth archetype is the protector. These strong souls have repeatedly incarnated to defend, lead, and guide others through dangerous or challenging times. Birth years with powerful one energy or combinations that create natural leadership patterns often indicate protector souls. They have an instinctive understanding of strategy, courage, and sacrifice for the greater good. Protectors lived as tribal chiefs, military leaders, revolutionaries who fought for freedom, and guardians of sacred knowledge. They carry cellular memories of battles, both physical and spiritual, and often have dreams about conflicts from other times. Modern protectors become police officers, military personnel, activists, politicians, or leaders in any field where they can defend what they believe is right. They often struggle with anger issues because they remember injustices from past lives that remain unresolved. The fifth and rarest archetype is the bridge. These special souls have spent lifetimes connecting different worlds, cultures, and dimensions of reality. Their birth years often contain master numbers or unusual combinations that don't fit standard patterns. Bridges lived as shamans who communicated with spirits, diplomats who prevented wars between nations, and teachers who translated complex spiritual concepts for ordinary people. Bridge souls often feel like they don't fully belong anywhere because their purpose is to connect different groups rather than identify with just one. They have natural psychic abilities and can see multiple perspectives in any situation. Modern bridges become translators, counselors, mediators, spiritual teachers, or artists who create work that touches people's souls. They often experience strange phenomena and have vivid dreams about other dimensions or time periods. Tesla discovered that most people carry a primary archetype with secondary influences from others. Understanding your soul type helps explain why certain activities feel natural while others drain your energy. It also reveals what kind of environment and relationships will support your soul's growth in this lifetime. Each archetype faces specific challenges based on their past life experiences. Builders must learn to balance their need for security with flexibility and creativity. Healers need to establish boundaries to avoid burning out from caring for others. Seekers must ground their visions in practical action. Protectors need to channel their warrior energy constructively rather than destructively. Bridges must learn to belong to themselves while serving as connectors for others. The most fascinating aspect of Tesla's discovery is that these archetypes often incarnate together in groups, drawn to each other across multiple lifetimes to complete shared missions or resolve old conflicts. When you meet someone and feel an instant connection or inexplicable tension, you may be recognizing a soul who has played important roles in your past lives, regardless of your current relationship or circumstances. 4. Signs your ancient soul. Left behind. Unexplainable fears, talents, and preferences. Inexplicable. Tesla noticed that our past lives leave invisible fingerprints all over our current existence. These soul memories surface as seemingly random fears, unexplained talents, and mysterious preferences that don't match our current life experiences. Learning to recognize these signs helps you understand which aspects of your personality come from this lifetime versus ancient memories stored deep in your soul. Unexplained fears often represent traumatic endings from previous incarnations. If you have an overwhelming fear of water despite never having a drowning experience, your soul might remember perishing in a flood, shipwreck, or tsunami. People with intense fear of heights sometimes carry memories of falling from great structures or being pushed from cliffs. Fire phobias can indicate past deaths in building fires, being burned as witches, or living through devastating wildfires that destroyed entire communities. Tesla observed that these fears usually feel disproportionate to any logical explanation. A person who breaks into cold sweats at the sight of deep water, despite being an excellent swimmer, is experiencing soul memory rather than rational concern. The key indicator is that normal exposure therapy or logical reasoning doesn't eliminate these fears because they stem from experiences outside current memory. Some fears relate to specific historical periods or cultural practices. People who feel panicked in crowds or around authority figures might carry memories of persecution, public execution, or religious oppression. Those who can't bear the sound of marching or military drums could remember traumatic war experiences. An inexplicable fear of certain animals often connects to past lives in regions where those creatures posed real dangers. Natural talents that appear without training provide another powerful clue about past life experiences. Children who can play musical instruments beautifully after minimal instruction probably spent previous lifetimes developing those skills. Adults who have intuitive knowledge about herbs, healing practices, or ancient crafts are accessing abilities developed over multiple incarnations. Tesla found that these talents often emerge during times of stress or crisis when the soul reaches into its deepest resources for survival. People discover they can paint, sing, or solve complex problems in ways that surprise everyone, including themselves. The talent feels familiar rather than newly learned, accompanied by a sense of remembering rather than discovering. Language abilities provide particularly strong evidence of past life connections. Some people can learn certain languages with remarkable ease, while struggling with others that should theoretically be just as difficult. This usually indicates previous lifetimes spent speaking those easier languages. Children who create imaginary languages that follow consistent grammatical rules might be remembering actual languages from past civilizations. Unexplainable preferences and attractions offer gentler but equally revealing clues about ancient soul experiences. If you feel inexplicably drawn to specific historical periods, you probably lived during those times. People obsessed with medieval castles, ancient Egypt, or the Wild West often carry vivid memories from those eras that surface as fascination rather than clear recollection. Food preferences can reveal geographical connections to past lives. An intense craving for cuisine from cultures you've never been exposed to might indicate previous incarnations in those regions. People who feel nauseous eating certain foods, despite them being perfectly safe and delicious, often have soul memories of starvation, poisoning, or food-related trauma from other lifetimes. Clothing and decoration preferences also reflect past life influences. Those drawn to flowing robes and natural fabrics might remember lifetimes as monks, priests, or people who lived close to nature. People who feel uncomfortable in formal business attire but love vintage clothing could be remembering periods when dress reflected social status or spiritual beliefs rather than corporate requirements. Climate preferences often indicate where your soul spent significant time in previous incarnations. People who feel energized by desert heat, despite growing up in cold climates, might have lived multiple lifetimes in warm, dry regions. Those who feel most alive during thunderstorms could carry memories of tropical climates or times when weather held spiritual significance. Relationship patterns frequently repeat across lifetimes, creating preferences and attractions that seem to have no basis in current experience. If you consistently attract partners with specific physical features or personality traits, you might be unconsciously seeking souls you've loved in previous incarnations. Sometimes these attractions feel destined or inevitable, as if you're following a script written long ago. Tesla discovered that physical ailments sometimes reflect past life trauma stored in cellular memory. Chronic neck problems might indicate death by hanging or beheading. Recurring respiratory issues could connect to drowning, smoke inhalation, or living in heavily polluted environments. Joint problems often relate to lifetimes of hard physical labor or torture. The inventor noted that these soul signs become more apparent during spiritual awakening periods when the veil between past and present grows thinner. Meditation, dreams, and moments of deep relaxation often trigger sudden memories or knowing about past experiences. These insights usually feel different from imagination because they carry emotional weight and explain current life patterns in ways that pure fantasy cannot. Most importantly, Tesla emphasized that recognizing these signs isn't about living in the past, but about understanding why certain things feel so familiar or frightening in your current life. This knowledge helps you make peace with unexplained fears, develop natural talents more fully, and understand why you're drawn to specific people, places, and experiences that seem to call to something deep within your soul. 5. The power of master numbers, special years that reveal extraordinary gifts. Tesla discovered that certain birth years carry what he called master numbers, powerful numerical combinations that indicate souls with extraordinary abilities and important missions on Earth. These special years don't follow the usual reduction patterns because their double-digit forms hold too much significance to be simplified. When Tesla encountered these numbers in his research, he realized he was looking at souls who had been specifically chosen for advanced spiritual work. The most powerful master number Tesla identified was 11. Birth years that reduced to 11, such as 1929, 1938, 1947, or 2002, mark souls who carry the energy of spiritual illumination. These individuals often feel different from others their entire lives, as if they're operating on a different frequency than most people around them. They possess natural psychic abilities that might manifest as prophetic dreams, the ability to sense others' emotions or knowing things without being told. 11 souls have usually spent many previous lifetimes developing their spiritual gifts. They were the oracles in ancient temples, the wise women who guided villages through difficult times, and the mystics who bridged the gap between the physical and spiritual worlds. In their current incarnation, they often struggle with feeling too sensitive for the modern world, but this sensitivity is actually their greatest gift. It allows them to perceive energies and information that others miss completely. Tesla found that 11 souls frequently experience what he called divine downloads, moments when complex information or solutions appear in their minds fully formed. They might wake up with the answer to a problem they weren't even consciously working on, or suddenly understand concepts that would normally require years of study. This happens because their souls remember advanced knowledge from previous lifetimes and can access it when needed. The master number 22 represents what Tesla called the master builder energy. Birth years reducing to 22, like 1940, 1958, or 1967, indicate souls who have the power to manifest their visions in the physical world on a grand scale. These individuals combine the intuitive gifts of 11 with practical abilities that can create lasting change in society. 22 souls were often the architects of great civilizations in past lives. They built the temples, designed the cities, and created the systems that allowed cultures to flourish for centuries. They understand both the spiritual laws that govern reality and the practical steps needed to bring ideas into physical form. In modern times, these souls become the visionaries who start revolutionary companies, create breakthrough technologies, or establish movements that transform society. Tesla himself carried strong 22 energy, which explained his ability to envision complete inventions in his mind, and then build them exactly as he had seen them. 22 souls often report similar experiences. They can see the finished result of their projects clearly before they begin, almost as if they're remembering something they've already created rather than imagining something new. The master number 33, which Tesla called the master teacher, appears in birth years like 1924, 1942, or 1951. These souls have dedicated multiple lifetimes to sharing wisdom and helping others evolve spiritually. They possess an unusual combination of compassion, wisdom, and the ability to communicate complex ideas in ways that anyone can understand. 33 souls were the great teachers throughout history, the philosophers who shaped human thinking, the spiritual leaders who guided entire populations, and the healers who developed new methods for treating both physical and emotional ailments. They have natural teaching abilities that go far beyond formal education. People seek them out for guidance even when they're not in traditional teaching roles. Tesla observed that 33 souls often sacrifice their own comfort and advancement to serve others. They feel deeply responsible for helping humanity evolve and sometimes struggle with the weight of this mission. However, their greatest joy comes from witnessing others' growth and awakening, which fulfills their soul's deepest purpose. Another significant pattern Tesla discovered involves what he called power years, birth years containing multiple instances of the same digit, like 1944, 1955, or 2000. These repetitive numbers create intense energy that indicates souls with focused missions and exceptional abilities in specific areas. Double fours often indicate souls with extraordinary grounding abilities who can bring stability to chaotic situations. Double fives mark adventurous souls who incarnate to expand human consciousness through exploration and change. Double sixes represent souls devoted to healing and nurturing, while double sevens indicate deep spiritual seekers who uncover hidden truths. Tesla found that people with master numbers often experience what he called activation periods, specific ages when their special abilities suddenly intensify or become more apparent. These usually occur at ages that match their master number, so an 11 soul might experience major spiritual awakening at age 11, 22, 33, or 44. The inventor also noticed that master number souls tend to attract each other, forming what he called soul clusters, groups of highly evolved individuals who work together across multiple lifetimes to accomplish important missions. When you meet someone and immediately feel a deep recognition or sense of shared purpose, you might both be master number souls who have collaborated before. However, Tesla warned that master number souls face unique challenges. Their heightened sensitivity can make them feel overwhelmed by the world's problems. They often struggle with feeling different or misunderstood, and they may experience periods of deep loneliness as they search for others who share their level of awareness and purpose. The key for master number souls is learning to embrace their gifts while maintaining healthy boundaries. Tesla developed specific meditation techniques for these individuals, helping them access their abilities without becoming overwhelmed by the intensity of their own energy or the suffering they perceive around them. 6. Magnetic connections. Why you identify with certain eras. Tesla's exploration into past life connections revealed one of the most fascinating aspects of reincarnation. Why some people feel an irresistible pull toward specific historical periods, as if those times were calling them home. This phenomenon goes far beyond casual interest in history. It's a soul-deep recognition that transcends logical explanation and often shapes major life decisions, career choices, and personal preferences in ways that seem mysterious to others. The inventor discovered that this magnetic attraction to certain eras happens because our souls carry vivid memories of times when we lived especially meaningful or impactful lives. These weren't necessarily our most recent incarnations, but they were the lifetimes that left the deepest imprint on our soul's development. The emotional intensity of those experiences creates what Tesla called temporal anchors, energetic connections that continue to influence us across centuries. People drawn to ancient Egypt often carry memories of lives spent in the temples, working with advanced spiritual technologies that mainstream history hasn't yet acknowledged. They might have been priests who understood the true purpose of the pyramids, healers who worked with crystal energy, or scribes who recorded sacred knowledge. These souls often have natural abilities with energy healing, feel comfortable with esoteric symbols, and possess intuitive understanding of ancient wisdom traditions. The medieval period attracts souls who lived through times of great spiritual devotion and social transformation. Many were monks or nuns who dedicated their lives to preserving knowledge during dark ages, knights who fought for noble causes, or common people who found deep meaning in simple, community-centered lives. These individuals often feel most peaceful in quiet, contemplative environments and have strong connections to nature and traditional crafts. Tesla found that souls magnetized to the Renaissance period usually carry memories of lives filled with artistic expression, scientific discovery, and cultural revolution. They might have been painters, inventors, musicians, or scholars who participated in humanity's great awakening of creativity and learning. These people often possess multiple talents, love beautiful things, and feel energized by intellectual discussions and creative projects. The American frontier era calls to souls who valued freedom, adventure, and self-reliance above comfort and security. Many lived as pioneers, explorers, or individuals who helped build new communities from nothing. They tend to be independent thinkers who prefer action to excessive planning and feel most alive when facing new challenges or exploring unknown territories. Victorian times attract souls who appreciated elegance, proper social conduct, and the satisfaction of building stable family and community structures. They often lived as members of close-knit families, skilled craftspeople, or individuals who found deep meaning in creating beautiful, orderly environments. These people usually prefer quality over quantity, appreciate fine details, and feel most comfortable in well-organized, harmonious surroundings. The early 20th century draws souls who lived through periods of rapid technological and social change. Many remember the excitement of new inventions, the challenges of world wars, or the satisfaction of building the foundations of modern society. They often adapt easily to new technologies, enjoy problem-solving, and feel energized by progress and innovation. Tesla observed that these temporal connections often explain seemingly random preferences and abilities. Someone obsessed with medieval music might remember singing in monastery choirs. A person who instinctively knows how to work with herbs probably spent lifetimes as a village healer. Those who feel completely at home in historical costume often wore similar clothing in previous incarnations. The inventor also discovered that certain souls incarnate in cycles, returning to Earth during similar types of historical periods. Souls who lived through the fall of Atlantis might reincarnate during other times of great civilizational change, such as the collapse of the Roman Empire or major modern transitions. They carry wisdom about navigating chaos and helping societies transform rather than simply destroy themselves. Interestingly, Tesla found that souls don't always incarnate in the same geographical regions across lifetimes. Someone might feel drawn to ancient Greece despite being born in modern America, or connect deeply with Japanese culture while having no apparent ethnic ties to Japan. This happens because souls choose incarnation locations based on learning opportunities rather than cultural familiarity. These magnetic connections serve important purposes in our current lives. Understanding which era calls to you most strongly provides clues about skills and wisdom you can access from those lifetimes. If you're drawn to ancient healing traditions, you probably have natural abilities in alternative medicine. If medieval times fascinate you, you might have gifts for community building or spiritual counseling. Tesla developed techniques for strengthening these temporal connections through what he called era meditation. By focusing deeply on your most attractive historical period and allowing memories and emotions to surface naturally, you can access knowledge and abilities from those lifetimes. This isn't about fantasizing or making up stories, but about quieting the mind enough to let authentic soul memories emerge. The inventor warned against trying to live completely in the past, even energetically. These temporal connections should enhance your current life rather than replace it. The goal is to understand what those past eras represent, the values, experiences, and achievements that your soul found most meaningful, and find ways to incorporate those elements into your present incarnation. Most importantly, Tesla discovered that recognizing your era connections helps explain why certain modern situations feel familiar, or why you seem to possess wisdom that goes beyond your current life experience. When faced with challenges, you can consciously tap into the strength and knowledge you developed during your most significant past lifetimes, allowing your ancient wisdom to guide your contemporary decisions. 7. Karma and purpose. How your past life influences your current mission. Tesla understood that we don't randomly choose our birth years or life circumstances. Your soul carefully selected this specific time and these exact challenges to resolve unfinished business from previous incarnations. The numbers in your birth year reveal not just who you were, but what lessons you still need to learn and what gifts you came here to share with the world. Difficult relationships in your current life often represent karmic connections that need healing. If someone triggers intense emotions in you for no apparent reason, your souls probably have unresolved issues from past lifetimes. Your birth year numbers can help you understand whether you're here to forgive, make amends, or learn different ways of relating to others. Natural talents and passions aren't accidents either. They're tools your soul developed over many lifetimes and brought forward to fulfill your current mission. If you're drawn to music, healing, teaching, or leadership, these callings connect directly to work you've done before. Tesla found that people who follow their deepest passions usually discover their continuing important projects their souls started centuries ago. Your biggest challenges also serve karmic purposes. Fears you're working to overcome, obstacles you face repeatedly, and patterns you're trying to change all represent lessons your soul chose to master in this lifetime. Understanding your birth year code helps you see these difficulties as growth opportunities rather than random suffering. 8. Activating your ancestral memory. Tesla's practical exercises to awaken the past. Tesla developed simple techniques anyone can use to access their past life memories through their birth year numbers. Start by writing your birth year and reducing it to a single digit, as described earlier. Sit quietly and focus on this final number, allowing any images, emotions, or sensations to arise naturally without forcing anything. Next, meditate on each individual digit from your birth year separately. Tesla found that different numbers often trigger memories from different lifetimes. Don't expect dramatic visions. Most memories surface as subtle knowing, sudden interests, or emotional responses to historical periods or locations. Practice what Tesla called number dreaming by focusing on your birth year numbers before sleep and asking your subconscious to reveal relevant past life information through dreams. Keep a journal beside your bed to record any vivid dreams or feelings upon waking. Finally, pay attention to synchronicities involving your birth year numbers. When these digits appear repeatedly in addresses, phone numbers, or significant dates, Tesla believed your soul was confirming you're on the right path toward understanding your ancient origins and current purpose.